Today we're gonna have fun with icing, cupcakes, sprinkles, all kinds of stuff for simple cupcake decoration. So we're back for another community kitchen. I'm Dominic. Today we're going to decorate some cupcake. You might have a birthday coming along, Canada Day's coming, maybe you want to do something a little bit festive and you don't want to do something too complicated, but because maybe you don't have any equipment at home, or just something quick and something fun for the kids. Get the kids involved into decorating because it's really simple today. We're not gonna get complicated. We won't need too many fancy stuff. First of all, I made my cupcakes simply from a box mint, because if you have a child, you know that cupcakes are not really eaten for the cupcake, but for the icing on top. So that's kind of why it's important to make something attractive for them. We're gonna see different ways, and we'll start with the simplest way of decorating. First of all, I'm just gonna tell you about icing. I made a batch of icing here. Simple recipe for this one was a cup and a half of margarine or butter and about 4 cups of icing sugar. And you can do it by hand. I've never done it by hand. I guess you could. This was done with a blender, or you could do like a hand mixer also. And you want to do it until it's nice and fluffy. So first thing I want to do, the simple thing, you'll need some food coloring. So I have my icing here, just white. And I blend it until it became white, because the margarine sometimes is a bit yellow, but you'll see if you keep on blending it, it will turn like a nice white thing. To that you could, if you want, add a little bit of vanilla. I'm gonna do, so you have different like food coloring. You have those little ones that you often see at a grocery store. You usually have the primary colors, red, blue, green, yellow. And then you have the other one that's more like a gel. This is liquid, this is more gel. You find that more at the food barn, bulk barn I mean, and different more specialized food store. These ones are kind of interesting to work at. They have a more intense color, but definitely for this purpose, these little ones are good. Pretty easy, you just add a few drops, mix it, you have it. I just wanted to show you, I've learned, everybody knows Lisa. She told me how to make a nice purple violet color. And she said mix some teal with some pink or rose, like a bright pink. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I have teal, which is a type of blue, kind of like, yeah, the color of this spoon, that's teal. So I'm just dropping, and of course, whenever you go dig, take a clean tool. So I just have a little bit of that, a little bit of pink. I use another spoon. Yeah, this is almost empty. Popular color. And I'm gonna mix that together. Hopefully it's gonna get a good color. And you may place with more pink or more teal would give you a different color, a little play on the little intensity of the color. So this is nice light, kind of a mauve color actually. Do you like this color? Mauve, I would say mauve. What would you say? What color is that? All right, so we have simplest way. We're just gonna take a knife. You've done this before, and you could just do what usually people do, just like a flat one color. And then to do a little bit of texture, you might want to swerve, or just do I'm showing you closer. I'm just bringing it up. It just does little texture here. Something like that. So that's one basic thing. And the other thing is a little bit different. We're looking for a flat top. So we're gonna put more icing, and we're gonna try to even it out. We want like a flat top. So your knife, I want to use this. I'm bringing the icing to the edge. So it's gonna have more icing on one like that. Bring the icing to the edge. And I'm flattening the top off. Cleaning your knife does a better job. Yeah, it's one of those things that you get better the more you practice. One, see how it's flatter here? And so you have a nice edge here. What we're gonna do with this edge, we're gonna add sprinkles. In a shallow dish, I'm gonna add some sprinkles. These are the little tiny, colorful, tiny balls. I'm gonna get this. Because I have an edge, it should be easy for it just to glue to the side and not all over the place. So you leave the top free for something else if you want to add something else. Taking it off. So you see, I'll show you. My paper is coming off. This is a very light mix, so my paper is coming off. Not that great. No. So on top of this thing, you might want to decorate if you have candy they like, something, and if they're old enough your child to eat candy, maybe on top something like, I don't know, like a gummy something, gummy bear. Or you can take, I have here an assortment of stickers that I just put on a little piece of cardboard, put a toothpick. I'm just gonna stick it on that. There you have, simple way. Didn't ask you too much, didn't take too long. And the one a little bit more complicated, or probably more fun to play with, is I put icing in bags. I've colored them, put them in bags, and make sure that, so I did that yesterday. So the icing sometimes separates a little bit, the fat and the sugar. So just like squeezing it back together. If you have a lot of it, you can just put back in the bowl and mix it up, bring it back in your bag. And in there's different ways you can do it. If one simple way, it would be just to take, I need a scissor. Take a pair of scissors, and the simple thing would be just cut the edge, just a line, tiny little at the corner, like just a fraction of it. And with that, what I could do, let's say my child's name is Dominic, and it's her birthday. I use that to make a nice D. The trick to having good lettering and good piping is to keep the constant pressure on it. This is a seal bag. I'm squeezing it here and I'm pushing down there, and I'm keeping my pressure constant. If you find like when you're doing an edge, it's kind of jaggery, that's mean that your pressure is not constant, and that just gets better with practice. So that's one thing. See, I put the letter D, a very simple D. So this is the blue color that I cut one angle like this. I'm gonna use my scissor to cut the other angle. So it's been cut on this angle. I'm gonna go and cut it like that. So it comes a little cross at the corner. And the idea here is to have, it's more like a swirly thing. It's gonna give texture to my, instead of just being one line, it's gonna have texture to my swirl. So I'm gonna come closer so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just going in circle, and top one I just did glue, 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 glue. So you see, have a lot, it looks really pretty. If you want your design to have two colors, don't add a whole lot of colors at once, because they're all gonna mix inside the bag and it's gonna turn like gray or brown, not attractive. So what I want here, I'm gonna go into my bag, and I'm doing this kind of backwards right now because I've already started using my bag. I've pushed the icing to one side, and then I'm just gonna add white icing to this. It's gonna give a little bit of contrast, and white and blue mixing together are not gonna create an ugly color. They're gonna be, this is gonna be a paler blue, which is gonna give texture. So I'm bringing that back up. I'm gonna close this again. Especially if you're not used to working with bags like that, it's better to close it because You might not realize it, but the icing might be jumping off the other end, making a mess. So I've made my mix here. It might take a while for the change of color to appear. And I'm gonna, ooh, actually, this happens quite quickly. It happens. So I'm just gonna do a big, see, super simple, 2 colors. And at the edge there, if you wanna fill it up, you can do just little, bloop, just pushing on the bag lightly and creating little dots. That's what I'll call them, dots. So this is my little, and maybe an extra one in the middle. Super nice. Choosing your color depends on who you're doing the cake for. If it's a child, take their favorite color. If it's an adult, it might not really matter. And also the decoration you use. If you're doing cake for kids under a certain age, you don't want to have a lot of decoration that they can handle, like a toothpick. Might make sure if you give them a cupcake that has a picture with a toothpick, take it out. And if you, some of those sprinkles can, like big balls of like hard sugar, that might not be appropriate at all for younger children. They choking hazard and just hard for their teeth. If they bite in it, they don't really know how to deal with those big gangs. All right, so we've done this. Other ways of cutting. So now I'm gonna take this other color. I'm gonna try a different type of cut on my bag. So instead of doing the cross like at the tip, I'm gonna try something that I've seen that's more like a petal. The edge here, I'm just gonna cut a little triangle. Cut one line here, another line there. So see, it creates a little triangle. Let's see what this gives. You know, you're playing with it, you don't know exactly how it's gonna look and what texture, because you're looking for something a bit different. This is kind of cute. It kind of swirls. I'm not sure about this one. Maybe I didn't do the thing. Meh. I don't know. That's not, see, it appears like there's white, but it's not white here. That's not great. So this is not lost. If you don't like what it looks like, this is purple. I'm just gonna bring the pink back in there. I can reuse it. So I'm making that triangle at the tip a little bit bigger. And maybe I want to, the way I'm squeezing, the way I'm holding my bag, I want just the side thing to go. It's a little bit crazy texture. And cake decorating should be fun. So I've got one row at the edge here, and I'm just gonna do another row inside that one. So I'm just bringing it in, scooping it up. So kind of dots that I'm not sure the exact cut that I did to my bag matters in this point. So this looks like a prickly one. See it? A bit of a mess, to be honest. So how do you save a mess? How do you save a cupcake that's okay but not too attractive? Sprinkles. Everybody loves sprinkles. And it just makes for the thing more interesting. Ta-da! I saved the day. Another color, another try. I'm gonna try cutting it on the side there, like a bigger side hole. Oh yeah. Let's see what we get for texture here. So I'm doing just like it's almost like big petals. Just flower, simple. I kind of like, personally, this one to color mix in one that I've cut across at the top, at the bottom, like one way and then the other way. I find that's the easiest thing to handle, and it makes the nicest, cleanest cupcake. And I can do different pattern, like do circles, swirls. Like this looks really nice. So of all the different ones I've done, this is the winner so far. The others are fine, and then you play with them and maybe you'll find a way of cutting your bag that creates a texture that's interesting. Fun. For the next one, you'll need mini marshmallow and sandy type of sprinkles. So like one color. Here I have a gold color. You could have red, anything that would stick, and it's fine. We want a sprinkle that's a finer texture to stick. So the idea is to take my marshmallow, and I'm cutting the marshmallow, let me see, on an angle like this, sidewise on an angle like this. All right, yeah, that's pretty good. Good shot. This is how I'm gonna cut my marshmallow. So now I have two pieces. The part of the piece that was inside that is sticky, I'm putting in the sand, in the sprinkler. The sticky part I'm putting in the, I always forget to call those things again. Sprinkles. You're getting old, I forget words. It's called sprinkles. So I'm gonna I take a cupcake, I'll do a little bit of just a background of white. You could, any color. Probably depends on the color of your sprinkles. So I took those two things and I'm gonna assemble in the middle like there are petals of a flower. So I'll do a few. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm taking the sticky part, dipping in the color, so there's a little bit of color, and then I'm just bringing it in. This is my first layer. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue this and add pieces to the side. I'll keep on adding pieces until the whole cupcake is covered. So I'll continue that, building around it, filling the gaps of the petals, like it's kind of like a chrysanthemum type of petal. So I'm continuing filling it up, and eventually it's gonna look like something like this. So you see in the middle there, I add another piece and I add a little bit of a different type of sprinkle. Another fancy one. This one takes way more time, but for an adult, even for a kid, it could be good. So that's it, cupcake decoration. I had fun, I learned stuff, I tried stuff. Something didn't work so good, some went really well, and that's what the thing is. You get to learn how to do something new. And if you have a birthday coming up, try those, enjoy it, and take a picture. Send us a picture on Facebook so we can see what you did with your cupcake. It'll be fun. See you next time.